Hey everyone! First and foremost, welcome back and Happy New Year. I hope that your holiday break was filled with rest and relaxation and that your start of the new year hasn't been too traumatic or jolting. We want to just welcome you back with an extended version of Webisode number 10. This extended version, about 15 minutes, features an interview with Darren Davis. Now, for those of you who don't know Darren, he's the director of bands for the Broken Arrow Pride and the Bands of Broken Arrow, a phenomenal concert, percussion, jazz, and yes, award-winning marching band program. He has some special insights to share with how he uses the spring semester to prepare for fall success that I thought would be incredibly valuable for you. Now, we happened to be in town for the festival and we had a chance to sit down. Now, if you're looking for cinematographic excellence, this is not the place to find it. But if you're looking for amazing content from a brilliant mind in the music education world, this is the place you want to come. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that if nothing else, it just gives you a reason to smile or a little bit of inspiration or food for thought as you approach the start of your second semester. And know that for the rest of the semester, we'll be sending you more information from more people like next Webisode with Richard Saucedo to help make your world a better world. Thanks for all that you do, and we hope you enjoyed the extended version of Webisode 10. You used to be known as someone of class. We're going to trash this.
Bringing my class down, huh?
Hey everyone, and welcome to Webisode number 10. Webisode number what?
10.
He's a quick study. I'm sitting here with Darren Davis, and we're celebrating the new year in Arizona. Darren's out to work some stuff with the Fiesta Bowl. We just wanted to use this as an opportunity to share some thoughts with you from not me, but from him. But let's start by wishing you a Happy New Year and hope that your holiday break was filled with rest and relaxation. So let's get right to the point. So Darren, it's the start of the new year. You're heading into just a really bear of a season for the concert group. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're working on with your concert group?
Well, we're trying to get Niagara Falls ready to go for our next concert coming up. Yeah, that's a beast of a piece, and as most people know, just a heck of a lot of fun to play. The kids have no fun working on that piece.
So give us, that's a good one. Give us your top 3 pieces right off the top of your head, without worrying about offending composers and people. What are your favorite 3 pieces to conduct?
Lancashire Posey.
That's in 4/4, right? The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay, good. I just want to make
Elsa's
sure.
Procession in the Cathedral.
And you're doing that at the next concert, right?
I plan on that for the next. It's on the next program, next concert. One of my favorites.
Third favorite piece.
Third favorite. I've always loved To Tame the Perilous Skies, Holsinger.
You gotta love that. Okay, so we're on the 3, so let's go with it. 3 band programs that you like to emulate. 3 band programs that you look to and think we could learn something from that program.
Well, we have a neighbor program that's really close to us that has been really strong in their concert program, and that's Owasso High School. And we have a very good collaborative
David Gorham,
effort.
right?
David Gorham,
yeah.
Great friend.
Great job.
Great friend. I've always admired the Carmel Band program with Richard's groups. What I admire about that program is how rounded it is. Not only do you know about its marching band program, but their orchestra just played at Midwest.
Yeah,
their
phenomenal.
concert bands are fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, the next webisode is going to have Richard Saucedo. And third program that you look to that you admire?
Well, I always think about the great bands in the Cobb County area, and you know, I mean, pick one.
Yeah, Kennesaw, Lassiter,
yeah.
Harrison, Pope. I mean,
you probably have to think about Lassiter with the longevity of Alfred Watkins and what he's brought to that program.
Sure. A legend. You know, and there are people on my list that I've always wanted to meet. On my list of people, and Alfred Watkins is on that list. So if you're watching, Alfred, I would like to meet you. Sidebar.
Don't do that.
We are class here, baby. Nothing but class. Okay, so we've talked about concert. We've talked about programs that you admire. Now we're starting, believe it or not, and everyone doesn't want to say it out loud, but we know it's true. It now starts kind of the planning process for your show for next year, and marching band really has become a year-round activity.
It sure has. It's just, you know, to do it at the levels that I think that we want to achieve and that everyone is looking to aspire to be. You almost have to at least at some level be in a year-round process, even if it's, you know, psychologically.
You know, and I know a lot of people talk about, you know, they don't think it should take as much time or effort, but, you know, I look at everything now, and it's, you know, Target starts planning for next Christmas now. NBA coaches do the bulk of their work in the off season. That, you know, when you're not preparing for a sport, you're lifting to prepare that. I see marching band as no more than an extension of our world. You know, that I don't see it as a bad or a good thing, but I just see it as a natural evolution of the art form.
Well, I do, and I think if you're smart in how you do your off-season planning, planning for marching band, it can do nothing but strengthen the other aspects of the program as well too.
Well, and I don't think there's anybody in the country that does their off season as well as you do. So would you just walk us through what January, February, March, April, and May look like when you're designing next year's program?
Well, like I said, there's a couple different avenues: the design track and then the preparation with the kids, track and avenue. Our design process is really boiled down to our program coordinator is Mr. Wes Cartwright. He's the man that comes up with the ideas.
He's amazing.
And at this point of the year, we really don't gravitate to say this is the idea. We'll let the conceptual process evolve throughout the winter and sometimes even the spring and early summer.
Have you started that process for next year?
Sure.
So if a band director wanted to emulate you, they should be doing, and I don't know why they want to emulate you, but if they did, they should be conceptualizing in January.
Yeah, you need to start having a plan. Listen to those adjudicators' recordings and make your hit list. What are the things that you weren't as good at in the previous year that the adjudicators gave you some feedback on? What are the things that you do that are great? And capitalize on that. Make that even a bigger moment for next year, or more paramount in how you do the design.
So you start by listening to your adjudication tapes from the previous year, or you recommend that people do that? So do you tailor the show to your strengths and weaknesses? If you have a great low brass section, if you have a red hot pit, a great guard, do you tailor the show to your strengths?
I think you have to. I think that when it comes to the actual orchestration, about which instrument plays which melodic line, that comes later in the process. I think right now it's about finding great music that fits a great visual identity, and there's always the chicken and the egg, which comes first, the visual idea or the music idea, and I think it's a synergy of the two. Once you find that marriage of what you want to see versus what you want to hear, I think it starts a whole nother process of ideas to put the two together.
Okay, so they've whittled it down to 3 or 4 concepts, or they've found what they think is the base of their concept. What's next?
Well, you need to have a great design team that can put all those ideas together. And if you are not the chief designer of your own program and you've hired a design team, trust them. Don't put so many limitations on your designers that it doesn't allow them to explore their creativity. Don't handcuff your designer. Trust them, but monitor as that design process goes. Particularly in the musical process, what do you like? What's uncomfortable to you that could either become a great moment or that takes you out of your comfort zone, or what's something that you may have to say, wait a minute, this is time out. This is too much. Not the avenue we were looking for. And so you kind of let that become a through composed idea.
Okay, so let's say I have an idea, but I don't have a design team. I'm a one-man director, or I'm used to going through a prefabricated show, which are great, like marching show concepts. I mean, because they use top-tier people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've got an idea, and I think I've got a guy to arrange it, and I think I've got a guy or a gal to write the drill. How do I do all the extra stuff? Because the drill writer tends to do just drill, and the arranger tends to do just arranger, and there's that void of that program coordinator who marries the two. How would I do that?
Well, if you don't have a program coordinator, then you're the program coordinator, and you have to wear that hat of making the different aspects of the show coordinate and tie together. You're the foreman of the project, and you're communicating with your designers, or your writers, however you want to describe that, to make sure that everything works together. I think that we all know that we've been at some point in our career where the drill guy did something that didn't really communicate or coordinate with what the music guy wanted, and that's a nightmare waiting to happen.